Good afternoon and welcome to iNews. I'm Sophia Moyer and here's what's coming up on today's show. Europe's first artificial surf reef has been launched in Boscombe. A pool man finally wins his right to justice. Wetherspoons celebrate their 30th anniversary. And in the sport, AFC Bournemouth are expected to clear their debt this week. But first, here's today's news. A Dorset man who was beaten up in his own home has finally seen his attacker face justice. 52-year-old John Guest of Pen Hill in Poole was attacked last April by his attacker, Christopher Roy Watts of Surrey Road, Bournemouth, walked away with a caution and a £200 fine. He has now been convicted of actual bodily harm and ordered to pay £1,000 compensation to Mr Guest. A soldier who was killed by an improvised explosive in Afghanistan has been named as Rifleman Philip Allen of Dorset. The 21-year-old had only joined the army in spring 2009 and leaves behind a grieving family and fiancé. His platoon commander, Warrant Officer Freddie Fryer, said everything he did was to an amazing standard for a soldier so young. The UK Independence Party, also known as UKIP, have apologised after one of their members wrote a controversial note on a Remembrance Day wreath. The wreath bore UKIP's logo and was laid in Bournemouth Cenotaph on Sunday. The note said Britain's servicemen had died in vain because the freedom they once fought for has now been surrendered to the European Union. A public consultation of Bournemouth residents is set to begin as the council look for ways to cut back spending by up to £16 million. The public can decide which cutbacks they would prefer, including turning off up to 80 CCTV cameras, stopping the cleaning of residential roads and removing hanging baskets, as well as closing up to 32 public toilets in the area. People can choose their options online at bournemouth.gov.uk/budget from this Thursday. Next, Europe's first artificial surf reef has finally been launched in Boscombe this week, after almost a year of delays. Jack Hyam reports on the impact it's had on local residents, as the development has regenerated the town.
After 10 years of developing and £3 million spent to show for it, Europe's first artificial surf reef has finally been launched in Boscombe. Part of an £11 million regeneration of Boscombe seafront, the reef consists of geotextile sandbags that magnify the southwesterly swell. Beverley Dunlop, Cabinet Member for Leisure and Tourism on the Bournemouth Borough Council, felt the sheer magnitude of the project was just what was needed.
It needed to be something that would bring money in, attract new people, new types of visitors and new business.
Influential to the reef's development was Service Director Roger Brown, who has aimed throughout to put Boscombe back on the map.
One of my ambitions was that by regenerating the seafront, we would encourage further investment, and that will filter back to the core of Boscombe. The beauty of this scheme, to add a surf reef and regeneration of the seafront, which has improved that seafront environment, again gives the town an edge.
Conditions set back the launch for over a month and have rarely been favourable. The eagerly awaited opening was greeted with mixed reactions.
It seems an improvement from the breach breaks, but I don't know, you'd have to see it on a bigger scale. They've built all the apartments to go with it, haven't they, the holiday flats and things, so no, I think it's a very good idea.
I've studied it since start to finish, and it ain't kicking up many waves at all, and they seem to be breaking way out. What they say was 10-15 feet seems to be only 2-3 foot.
So perhaps this is just the calm before the storm, but with an exciting future ahead, Boscombe could yet become Dorset's tourist hotspot. This is Jack Hyam from the Boscombe Surf Reef, Dorset.
The construction of a new library in Kinston is going from strength to strength, with the complex being built for the first time in Bournemouth that encompasses learning, housing and children's services. But with cuts to public funding inevitable in the next few months, iNews went to find out whether the project would suffer. Lucy Taylor reports.
It may not look like much yet, but in March of next year, Kinston Library, Housing and Information Centre will open here. Residents will be eager to find out whether £500,000 of council funding has been money well spent. Mehdi Bernard is managing the project for Bournemouth Council. Do you think it's going to be value for money?
Oh, definitely, yes. The architect's done a fantastic job in squeezing in so many different services. All local government has to save. We've been having to find efficiencies year on year, but obviously there's a limit to how far you can actually find efficiencies before you actually get to cuts.
The council is launching its budget consultation next week, trying to find out where the public think cuts should be made.
Seems a bit of a waste of money to me, because you've got the internet these days, so people just go on there and get most of the information, so don't see the point really.
I mean, I do go around places, and like there's the pool gallery. They do a few exhibitions sometimes that I've been to, and they're pretty good. And so.
I look after children, and we always go to the library and stuff like that, and I think It's for everybody.
A lot of time and money have been channelled into the new Kinson project, so it is everyone's hope that it is a great success. Lucy Taylor reporting for iNews.
Wiltshire and Dorset Bus Company have been forced to take action after they cancelled the A bus route. The bus ran from Allenchine through to Westbourne, the Triangle, the Square and on to Bournemouth University. The route provided many students and local residents with a regular route into town and to university. However, protest groups have been fighting tirelessly against the cancellation, and now a new student travel card has been put into place. iNews spoke to the Student Union Vice President Hannah Wright to find out more.
The motion that was passed was to either reinstate the A-bus or some cost-effective alternative. James Ritchie, the President, was in a meeting last week with Stuart Laird, the Estates Manager from the University, and what is going to happen now is there's going to be a 7-day travel card for £6. So this can be used on any Wilts and Dorset buses, including M1, the M2, the U1, the U2 and U3. So students from Allenchine, Westbourne, Triangle and the town, even though they do still have to get maybe 2 buses, it's still as cheap as the A-bus was, and they still won't have to pay anything more.
50 builders at Bournemouth Airport swapped their normal yellow jackets for a new pink look recently to show their support for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Today, buildings firm Waring's Contractors announced they've raised a grand total of £800 to breast cancer research. Rebecca Deverage has more.
Pretty in pink. Builders at Bournemouth Airport are sporting some rather fetching jackets this week to raise money for breast cancer research. 50 of the men working on the multi-million-pound development have bought pink high visibility jackets to support National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. At first, Graham Brown was reluctant to take part, but soon put himself in the pink.
Obviously there is a building site culture where pink is a bit of a girly colour, and most of the people on sites are still men, but most of the other men are wearing them at the moment as well, so I'm just one of the crowd.
Others embraced their new look right away.
How does it make you feel wearing pink?
Dead sexy.
It feels alright. I'm used to one with a pocket to put my phone in, but apart from that, it's no different to normal.
Pink Jacket Week was organised by site planner Kelly Payne.
We haven't ever done anything like this before. I think after this, we'll do it again because we had really good feedback. It's fun as well to do, you know, everyone has a laugh with it on site, and it's good if it makes awareness for breast cancer and gets money to support them.
In raising £800 for breast cancer research, these builders truly have been tickled pink. Rebecca Deverage, BBC South, Bournemouth.
In other news, it's happy birthday to Wetherspoons this week as pubs throughout Bournemouth celebrate the company's 30th anniversary. Lawrence Ettridge reports.
Everyone gets a few drinks on their birthday, but bringing together 50 hours from around the world just to mark the occasion seems to be the way to celebrate in style. That's exactly what's happening at JD Wetherspoons over the coming weeks as they mark their 30th anniversary with their annual Ale Festival.
Marsha Brown, manager of the Christopher Creek in Holdenhurst Road, is confident the festival will be a boost for business.
It's fairly well known, it gets our brand out and about, everybody is aware of the beer festival, it brings loads of people into the pub. So it's created a buzz with other customers. What tends to happen is the regulars do go around the area and actually go into every single pub.
The festival runs nationally and will feature at all Bournemouth branches, including the Mary Shelley, the Moon in the Square and the Parkstone and Heathlands, which serves as the local for lifelong ale lover Patrick O'Connor, who has been attending the festival for the last 4 years.
The fact that it's a yearly event does log in real ale fans' minds and does set them aside from the other specialist small brewery chains.
Wetherspoons aim to improve the festival each year by gathering a wide range of ales, searching as far away as Tokyo to deliver variety to their customers. The festival runs until Sunday the 15th of November and will see over 55 ales and ciders pass through the branches of Bournemouth, giving drinkers plenty of time to enjoy the brew, such as George's Tipple. This is Lawrence Ettridge at the Christopher Creek, Bournemouth.
That's it for the news. Now here's Charlie Brownless with the sport.
Hello there. AFC Bournemouth chairman Eddie Mitchell has praised the hard work behind the scenes as they are finally set to clear their debt to HM Revenue and Customs this week. Mitchell, who took charge of the club this summer, said that an £80,000 payment had been made to the Revenue, with a further £70,000 to follow on Friday. The news is a welcome boost to the financially troubled League Two table toppers, who secured their place in the FA Cup second round this week. Dorset cyclist Darren Kenny won gold in the 3-kilometre pursuit at the Paracycling Track World Championships in Manchester. It was Bournemouth riders' second win in the space of 24 hours after Friday's victory in the 1-kilometre time trial. That's all from me. Now back to Sophia.
In the weather, expect light rain across most of Bournemouth this afternoon, with lows of 6 degrees tonight. In travel news, people travelling on the A338 in Bournemouth may face delays today, as there are roadworks throughout the winter. Well, that's all from us at iNews. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon for more news in your area. Thanks for watching.